dagat, siyempre lang tayo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right. Really Turner Valley, so what tayo?
Tama na naka-open yung window ni Man.
Oh, yeah, that's all the way.
There's the ball to lead.
6:16 News Time, 6:31. Traffic and weather together on the ones in the traffic center. Here's Sam High.
Well, now that the earlier crashes in the day have been cleared out, it's looking pretty quiet out there. No major unexpected delays slowing the drive in Calgary this evening. Just expected delays due to some work, especially in the downtown. Seeing some delays there in the southwest on 4th Avenue. From 1st to 6th Street, multiple lanes are closed down. Additionally, in the southwest on 6th Avenue at 6th Street into downtown, 2 left-hand lanes are closed there and are gone, so until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And finally, up in the northwest on 14th Street at 7th Avenue, just a single lane is open in each direction there. The pedestrian bridge is actually being removed, and we are seeing a pretty decent delay in that area. Additionally, in the northwest on southbound Harvest Hills Boulevard, in between Coventry Hills Drive and Stony Trail, we're still seeing that southbound delay in that area due to the ongoing work. But other than that, pretty clear out in Calgary. So if you spot anything and you want to let me know,
Stay safe this summer when around bodies of water. 660's Jeff Slack has more.
Between 2019 and this year, Chief Executive Officer of the Life Safety Society chapter for Alberta and Northwest Territories, Kelly Carter, says there is a noticeable increase in drownings happening in Alberta. Right now, we're almost sitting at about double the number of media reported drownings. Since June of this year, RCMP say there have been 15 presumed and confirmed drownings in the province. 13 bodies have been found, while 2 others are believed to drown in Lake Louise and Cochrane, but have not been recovered. Carter points to the closure of recreational centers due to COVID-19 as the reason for the uptick in incidents. They're going to these natural bodies of water where there's a lake, stream, or river, and of course there's hazards that are there as well. To reduce the risk of drowning, Carter says people should research areas they plan to swim in. He also reminds homeowners that
No, because people are like, instead of going to the mall, they just go to the right?
Well, there will be no swimming in a local popular lake for the next little while.
So now they
here.
closed that area.
Put a swimming advisory in place after tests revealed high levels of fecal matter in the water. The beaches will remain open. City officials say multiple spots around the lake will be retested in the coming days and will reassess the situation. Chestermere is currently charging people from outside of the community to use their beach. And people leaving their campers sitting on prime real estate on Crown land are not sharing the space for other users. It has left one camper very frustrated. City News' Jackie Perez on the rules around camping on Crown land. They have like a community of campers that just go and leave their campers out there, get fined every year, and consider it just rent.
This was Catherine Semino's reaction. Frustrated after learning there were some people leaving their campers parked on Crown land, heading into the city for work, and driving up to the campsite on weekends to their usual spot. Brian F., who created the Facebook group Crown Land Camping Alberta, says setting up permit sites on Crown land is the norm.
There's quite a few people that leave it out there, and it's, again, against the rules.
The Alberta government website states campers on Crown land must limit their stay to no more than 14 days in the same location and to share with other users. I'm Jackie Perez.
5 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed among staff at a Cargill case-ready meat plant in Calgary. The company says the employees at the facility are in isolation. Alberta Health Services says there is no known link between the Calgary cases and the outbreak that affected hundreds of workers at Cargill's High River facility in the spring. The NDP opposition says it has reassured that government officials are on-site offering immediate testing for workers, but it says the government should make public all measures being taken to prevent another massive outbreak. And it's been fortunate that we haven't been hit by the double whammy of bad fire season along with the pandemic. 660's Martin McMahon is getting that perspective from an expert who warns we still need to be vigilant.
It's been a lucky break that we've had a near-record low fire season in the assessment of Lori Daniels, professor of forest ecology at UBC. She says those vulnerable to COVID-19 could end up with a worse case of the illness. The air was full of particulate like we've experienced in recent years.
If people were with COVID-19, they may be asymptomatic or have very mild symptoms, but wildfire smoke could potentially make it quite a bit worse. And so that's where the concern comes from.
Despite the cooperative weather to date, Daniels reminds us all to act responsibly in the final weeks of summer. I'm Mark.
It's a pandemic milestone for Calgary's Kirby Center, but a good one. The organization that offers programs and services for seniors has delivered more than 10,000 free meals through its COVID-19 outreach program. It was launched in March when lockdown measures were reduced. People are also lining up to help. Since March, more than 200 volunteers have joined the ranks at the Kirby Center. And the name of the man who assaulted a senior on a C-train platform this morning has been released. Police say 36-year-old Basil Sweezy assaulted a senior citizen on the Sunnyside LRT platform around 9 o'clock this morning. Sergeant Jim Dolowitz with Calgary Police tells 660 News what happened.
The elderly man was on the platform at Sunnyside Station when he was approached by another man who proceeded to assault him. The elderly man was struck down and fell onto the platform where he sustained some pretty severe life-threatening head injuries.
Dolowitz says Sweezy fled the scene wearing a red t-shirt with white shorts and sneakers. A photo of the suspect is up on our website at 660citynews.com. And the NDP in Saskatchewan has called provincial government's back-to-school plans the worst in the country. These words being echoed by the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation, who has a growing number of teachers now refusing to work due to unsafe conditions. With only a few weeks left before the start of the fall semester, Premier Scott Moe decided to push the start date by a week. Instead of the September 1st start date, it will now be September 8th. Moe is responding to the Federation's demands and making the school safer for both staff and students, and also adding another $40 million in COVID-19 precautions for public schools. All K-12 schools are redefining their guidelines. The University of Saskatchewan has also decided to make masks mandatory starting on August 14th. All of U of S campuses of Saskatoon, Regina, and Prince Albert will require a face covering in all common areas. And the NHL is now making 50-50 tickets available to more fans for Saturday's playoff games. The league announced this morning a guaranteed draw of $200,000 will start tomorrow for Canadian and American residents. This could be welcome news to fans who were not able to get tickets from the Oilers playing draws that cost well over $1 million on some games. The other half of the winnings will be donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and Canada. And more concerned about the technical issues that surfaced during an earlier draw could be put at ease as Delaware company is handling the draw and has worked with the NFL's Canadian Hockey League and Saskatchewan Riders. You can buy your tickets tomorrow with sales ending at midnight. And the rising trend of people spending money by e-transfer has the Bank of Canada expanding its oversight now include the Interact system in case of technical difficulties. Like Apple reports,
Kids, honey, may business center.
Interact's e-transfer system is basically deemed an essential
Does it say spray? That's
transaction money,
like
now subject to Bank of Canada oversight. The central bank says because of the rise of people sending money in an electronic form rather than by cash, a breakdown of the payment system could hurt the economy and unnerve companies and consumers. Interact is run by the Canadian banks, credit unions, payment processors, and other shareholders, and originally launched back in 2003. Last year, there were 486 million transactions worth an estimated $169 billion. The COVID-19 outbreak and businesses encouraging consumers to use alternatives to cash. Well, Interact says April saw 61 million transactions, which was a monthly record for e-transfers. In the Business Center, I'm Mike.
And coming up, traffic and weather together on the one. The 60 News Time 640.
Ever hear an offer and say to yourself, that seems too good to be true, which is usually followed by, how is that possible? And inevitably, what's the catch? Jimmy here from Charles Glen Toyota, Alberta's celebration destination, where all month long we celebrate a good deal and no catch. Charles Glen Toyota is built on a foundation of fairness, integrity, and honesty. Since we opened our doors in 1988, we have earned a reputation that when we say something, we mean it. Like right now, Rente Days are here with our largest campaign of the year and the greatest lineup in Canada. Lease a 2020 RAV4 all-wheel drive LE with Toyota Safety Sense for $96 a week, all in with $7 down. No catch, just a great ride for a great price. If you're looking for transparency, come in and find out why over 3,500 genuine clients have given Charles Glen Toyota a 4.8-star rating on Google. Now that's something to celebrate.
Visit us in the Northwest Auto Mall or start the celebration at gettoyota.com.
The 60 News Time 421. Traffic and weather together on the one from the traffic center. Here's Sam Pike.
Things are still pretty quiet out in Calgary this evening. I'm not spotting any major mashes, bashes, or crashes. No reports of photo radar, speed traps, anything like that. Again, pretty quiet out there. However, some ongoing work can really slow your drive up in the northwest. The Country Hills Boulevard and 14th Street eastbound and southbound lanes there are shut down. Also in the northwest on 14th Street at 7th Avenue, just a single lane is open in each direction there. That pedestrian bridge is being moved to the R6 slight lane. Again in the northwest, this time up on southbound
probably just only one house, one owner.
Stony Trail and Coventry Hills Drive, there is some southbound work. Traffic is brought to you by the Lornell Group, a trusted partner providing next-generation project support for the energy, forestry, and mining industries. To learn more, visit Lornell.com. That's LRNEL.com.
I'm
If
just
you have
loving it.
any updates or issues you think I need to know about, send me a text at 660-660 or call and on that Rogers Network at star pound 660. Now the Environment Canada forecast, clear one this evening with a low of 13, then a couple of warm days in store. Starting off on Sunday with a high of 30, Monday sunny and 32, and on Tuesday sunny and 31.
Right now in Calgary, a heat warning is in effect. It's mostly sunny and 26.
Yeah, but it's so nice. Look at
660
that.
News is Calgary's most trusted source for news on air as well as online at 660
Kailangan natin katulong.
Coming up, your comment
Mas may
live,
madali
660 News
tapos
Time,
nakakatulong.
643.
We all love well-greened lawns, but did you know they're harmful to pollinators? By naturalizing our grass-covered landscapes, we can help declining bee and butterfly populations recover. So invite life back into our yards. Make gardens beautiful and beneficial by adding native plants. Encourage your municipality to do the same, mowing less and adding native vegetation to roadsides, power corridors, and other rights-of-way. Join the Canadian Wildlife Federation in saying, grow it, don't mow it. Together, we can be part of positive change for pollinators. Learn more at
Okay, we are arriving in Calgary.
Extra to middlemen, commission salespeople, and subcontractors. At Western Windows, the fun stops here. Every window and door that Western Windows sells is sold by non-commissioned staff, handcrafted right here in Calgary, and then installed by our very own professional team.
Driving
That
and
way,
take care.
more money goes into your project, less into someone else's pocket, and you don't pay a nickel until the job's done right. Western Windows, made in the West for homes in the West. Visit westernwindows.com. This is All News Radio, 660 News.
It's 26, mostly sunny. Good evening from the 660 News Broadcast Center in downtown Calgary. I'm Marianne Deschamps. Here are the top stories right now. With the high heat and swimming pools closed due to the pandemic, Albertans are looking for ways to cool off this summer. Unfortunately, this means more are taking risks with natural bodies of water, with 13 people who have died recently. For this photo, you can go to 660citynews.com. 660 News Time, 645. And now 660 Sports and Sportsnet 960 The Fan. Here's Sam Pike.
Well, not a whole lot of Canadian NHL action for you sports fans out there. Hockey action, there still be. Over in the East, in Hub City, Toronto, the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Tampa Bay Lightning battle to break the series tie. However, it's currently tied at 1 in the second period. Neither teams have an advantage in the series with a game apiece. Up in Hub City, Edmonton, the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Chicago Blackhawks are finishing the night for the NHL. It's currently 1-0 for the Golden Knights, and Vegas has the strong advantage of 2-0 going into the game and could put the Blackhawks in a stranglehold with a win tonight. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, the Arizona Coyotes and the Colorado Avalanche matched up, and there was Coyotes taking their first of the series, a 4-2 win over the Avalanche, thanks in part to this. Garland has it again. Little drop out high, a shot. They score! Brad Richardson. They've taken a 2-1 lead. That puts the series at 2-1 for the Avalanche. And the Boston Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes were the ones starting the NHL action for the day. It was Boston taking the lead in the series with a 3-1 win over the Hurricanes. That makes it 2-1 for Boston. Meanwhile, down in their temporary home in Buffalo, the Toronto Blue Jays battle the Tampa Bay Rays in their second of back-to-back games. Score is currently 1-0 for the Rays, with the game delayed right now. In Game 1, it was the Jays downing the Rays 12-4. Sports on the 15s and the 45s early anytime at sportsnet.ca.
And coming up in just a minute here, a protest turned violent in Atlanta over a Confederate memorial. 660 News Time, 646.
Safety for everyone. It's on all of our minds right now. And at Volvo, it's been our driving principle from the very beginning. That's why our vehicles are designed with advanced safety technology to help you, your family, everyone enjoy the season safely. During our summer safety savings event, save up to $3,500 on select models. Conditions apply. Visit Valentine Volvo or valentinevolvo.com.
On August 16th, the Today Showstopper at TSC will be the Acer 14-inch 32-gig Chromebook. Just in time for students, no matter where or how they're learning. It's got an extra light aluminum chassis, an extra long battery life, and an Intel Celeron processor for seamless streaming and fast downloading. Plus, a wide-angle lens for group shots without crowding. Watch for this exclusive offer on August 16th when it's the Today Showstopper. Shop TSC.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Police moved to disperse the crowd when flags broke out today at demonstrations in the Atlanta suburb that's home to a giant Confederate memorial. Several dozen right-wing protesters gathered in downtown Stone Mountain, where they faced off against a few hundred counter-protesters. Some of the demonstrators were waving the Confederate battle flag, and many wore military gear. Stone Mountain Police Chief Chancey Troutman says his department will be viewing available video footage to see if any charges are warranted.
All signs indicate safe. No significant injuries were incurred by participants and no injuries to any peacekeepers.
The situation was peaceful for several hours before fights broke out around 1 o'clock local time. And environmental groups are warning the damage of the coral reefs and the coast could be irreversible after an oil spill from a Japanese ship that's now split in two.
The MV Wakashio has split in two after running aground near Mauritius on July 25th. After days of pounding waves, the ship's hull began cracking on August 6th and started leaking 1,000 tons of fuel. The government declared an environmental emergency, prompting thousands of volunteers to make oil barriers from fabric, sugarcane leaves, and even human hair. This past week, the vessel's owner, Nagashiki Shipping, pumped most of the remaining 3,000 tons of fuel out of the ship, but the Mauritius government now facing pressure to explain why it didn't empty the rest of the fuel immediately. The Prime Minister blaming bad weather. Yuni Han, ABC News.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has signed a new defense deal to send more U.S. troops to Poland.
An additional 1,000 troops into Poland on top of the 4,500 that are here presently.
At a joint news conference in Warsaw, Poland's Foreign Minister Jacek Czaputowicz said through an interpreter, as the U.S. draws down its forces in Germany, it makes sense to move some of those troops to Poland.
Because we are closer to the potential source of conflict.
The deal allows U.S. forces to access additional Polish military installations to enhance and modernize existing capabilities. I'm Ben Thomas.
Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones and ahead of business at 6:56. With the up-and-coming U.S. election, SNL has plenty of content to work off of. 6:60 News Time, 6:50.
Ooh, wow! Look, a shooting star!
Where?
Oh, you just missed it. Gone in a flash.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Hey, look at that sign.
Nissan flash sale.
Yeah, get up to $1,000 flash cash on select models, August 18th to the 24th.
Wow, you wouldn't want to miss that.
No, you sure wouldn't. Catch amazing offers at the Nissan Flash Sale, August 18th to the 24th. Visit Nissan.ca or your local dealer. Offer valid when leasing or financing through NCF. Conditions apply.
How by credit? Ooh, sorry, my Morse code is a bit rusty. You want a loaf? Oh, a loan. Okay, do you own your home? Y-E-K. I'm gonna assume you said yes and not yuck. Okay, approved.
Alpine credits, where homeowners, even ones who communicate through Morse code, which we could never understand, get approved. Alpine credits.
Some conditions apply.
6:60 News Time, 6:51. Traffic and weather together on the ones in the traffic center. Here's Sam Pike.
It's looking pretty clear out in Calgary this evening. Well, as far as crashes go, I'm not spotting any major crashes, bashes, or mashes, or really reports of photo radar or speed traps either. However, there is some work going on throughout the city that could slow your drive. Just a few casual areas to mention right now. In the downtown, a few areas there. In the southwest on 4th Avenue from 1st to 6th Street, multiple lanes closed there. In the southwest on 6th Avenue and 6th Street, 2 left-hand lanes closed there. And in the southeast on northbound McLeod Trail and 1st Street, southbound McLeod at 7th Avenue, 2 left-hand lanes are closed there. So a little bit of an issue getting around in the downtown this evening. If you spot any other updates or spot anything out there, capital A's, give me a call, 403-291-0066. Now the Environment Canada forecast, clear skies in the evening with an overnight low of 13, then break out the sunscreen and the shorts tomorrow. A boiling, sunny high of 30. On Monday, do be prepared for another hot one, sunny and 32. Tuesday, again hot, sunny and 31. And Wednesday, a little cooler, but still warm, sunny and 26.
Right now in Calgary, 26 mostly sunny, a heat warning in effect for the city. Coming up just after 7 o'clock, 13 people have died, with the bodies of 2 others still missing, as drownings in Alberta have doubled from last year. 6:60 News Time, 6:52.
Now they're blaming the
Calgary's only all sports radio.
they blame COVID.
960 AM.
People are going to the mountain, right?
Sportsnet.ca/960. Download the Sportsnet mobile app or find us on the Radio Player Canada app. Free local sports talk with Boomer in the morning and Pinder and Steiber. The breaking sports stories first. The best play-by-play in season. Proud to call Calgary, Alberta home. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
With Joe Biden officially naming Kamala Harris as the next Democratic presidential running mate, a lot of people on social media are looking forward to upcoming episodes of Saturday Night Live. Our Jeffrey Holman has the action.
Maya Rudolph was trending on social media after Biden's announcement, since Rudolph has been the person portraying Kamala Harris.
I'm a walking, talking TNT show. Don't you want 4 more years of me dressing down our enemies like this? You call that human rights, China? I call it human wrong.
One person tweeting, I wish I could see Maya Rudolph walking into her SNL negotiations. A Biden supporter posting, let's give Maya Rudolph a job for 4 more years.
I'm also America's cool aunt. A fun aunt.
Because Biden is going to
It would be a birthday today for one of Canada's great musicians.
One of Canada's greatest jazz experts was born in Montreal on this day in 1925.
lineup na
By the end of the 50s, he
so
was
isang agrani sa naging president tapos inala ng running mate na nga vice president na babae
died on December the 23rd,
adi nga babae
2007.
senator nga dati nung inala na diya nga pangkuanan siyempre napigsa ata African man eh
660 news time, 654.
Indian
During the
African
Honda Checkered Flag event, you'll see how racing is reflected in everything we do to create a better Honda CR-V. The performance of a
so
turbocharged
kita
engine,
ano man hindi ako kung comment nga they're just making
sensing
fun
technologies, improve safety for everyone on the road. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's for your victory lap. Lease the made in Canada Honda CR-V LX for $86 weekly at 2.99%.